Hello folks, Midwest F-150 here. We are now in front of my brother's 2011 Nissan Sentra, and it has been 500 miles since we checked in on it. For folks who are new to the channel, back in November of 2024, this Nissan Sentra started throwing the P011 timing to advance code. And essentially when that happens, you're supposed to replace a timing set. Instead, we bought Valvoline Restore and Protect 5W30 and ran it for a couple thousand miles, and the timing chain code went away. Unfortunately, the one thing that didn't go away is oil consumption. We've been probably running the Valvoline Restore and Protect on and off for about 14,000 miles now. And it's definitely doing some cleaning, but the oil consumption, it's just not going anywhere. I did list in the video description all the different things that I've done in the last year and a half in order to address it. We replaced the PCV valve, the PCV hose, we did a compression test, and the values came out to about 174 to 176 psi across the 4 cylinders. In addition, we ran a number of treatments in the engine crankcase using AT205, which is a seal conditioner, and I did 2 bottles of that, and it didn't do anything for the Sentra. And then we also used Engine Restore, which is something you can get off the shelf at Walmart. It's supposed to help with oil consumption. Did an entire bottle of that. That didn't help. I did the Berryman's B12 piston soak. About a year ago, I did a 1 hour piston soak. And then over the winter, I did a 24-hour piston soak. And, it is what it is. We're at a point where if we're going to burn oil, that's okay. If burning oil is part of the ownership, that's fine. I mean, it's definitely hurting fuel efficiency because that oil burning has definitely coated the catalytic converter and throwing the P0420 code, which is what we've been experiencing with the Sentra. But I wanted to run the Valvoline Restore and Protect over the course of time to see how well it does with the cleaning inside the Sentra. In the last oil change about 1,000 miles ago, we removed the oil filter after about 2,000 miles of Valvoline Restore and Protect, and the oil filter was gunked up. It was insane. As a way to track the cleaning ability of the Valvoline Restore and Protect, I removed the valve cover recently to take pictures of what it looked like inside the engine. And in about 8,000 miles, we'll do the same thing again and then see the before and after pictures. But I've personally seen the Valvoline Restore and Protect do a lot of great things on the dipstick itself. On the tip of the dipstick, it was really dirty when we first started running the Valvoline Restore and Protect. And then, I don't know, throughout the course of like about 5,000 miles, the dipstick is completely clean. And it's still clean to this day. And so I think one way to track the Valvoline Restore and Protect is truly the dipstick. If you have a dirty one, it does a really good job of demonstrating that. In this video, we're going to check the oil level, and then I'm going to share with you guys what next steps look like. All right, here we go. Before we get started, I do want to take a second to acknowledge our members of the channel who have been financially supporting the channel. Think about the oil filters I buy and all the different product reviews I've done. These folks help offset the cost of that and ultimately help me, and so I really appreciate it. We got Will Hutton 1516, Nunes Racing 12, Bart, Becca K4H, Joe Arnone, our newest member, Mr. 3 Phase 228, Tony Seed, Lucan F150, Cesar, Tylo, Mango Enjoyer, Soba, and Jace Hopper. Special recognition to Cars Are Friends, our prime oil change sponsor. He also has a YouTube channel of his own, and make sure to check it out if you haven't already. All right, next thing we're gonna do is check the oil level. So one of the things that you'll notice when I show you the dipstick is there's 2 holes on it. Top hole is a full mark, bottom hole is the lower mark. And the last time we filled up the engine, because it's burning oil, I filled it up to that upper hole. From the top hole to the bottom hole, of course, is 1 quart. So given that we have been burning a quart of oil for every 500 miles traveled, I expect the oil level to be at that bottom hole. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right. And then those are the 2 holes that I mentioned. Again, the last time I filled up the oil to the upper hole. Oof. Okay. It's like way below the bottom hole. Goodness gracious. We're gonna have to add a little bit over a quart of oil in order to get this to level. So we'll go ahead and get that set up. And for me, I'm using this, oh, got another project going on here, but we're gonna use the SETI funnel, which I have just right over here. So all I gotta do is put this adapter on the oil fill port, and then that thing just attaches to it. So I'm gonna show you guys that. This thing's usually tight. There we go. Put that on there. Yeah, so you can actually get this thing on Amazon for about 30 bucks. It used to be expensive, but it looks like there's more and more players entering the market and producing their own version of it. So I think the competition in producing this has drastically reduced its price overall. Look at our 5W Valvoline Restore and Protect still here. Probably a little under a quart left. Let's see how much that takes us. All right, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Might have to open another bottle here. 0.6 quarts of oil. So given that we burned through a quart, I'm gonna have to open another bottle of Valvoline Restore and Protect. All right, we got our new bottle. I ended up paying $29.97 for this a couple of months ago. If you haven't seen in my other videos, one of these bottles will cost you an extra $6 at Walmart now. Yeah, nice. Bring it up to 1 quart. Hopefully that's enough. We'll go ahead and open the valve. You know, I always get weird comments in the chat about like, oh, why don't you just use a regular funnel? Well, this looks so cool. All right, we'll give it a moment for the oil to settle, and then I'll check the level again and then top off additional oil as needed. All right, you probably caught a glimpse of this earlier, but yes, the work center is pretty messy. We've been cutting into a lot of oil filters lately, and the one we most recently cut into, and you can see the live stream recording on my channel, but K&N Performance oil filters are now made in Vietnam. We cut it open and we saw that there were 5 lines of thread, 55 inches long, or 55 inches of media lengthwise, and it has a height of about 3.25. So when you multiply those two numbers, you get 178.75 square inches. So this oil filter is actually intended for my F-150, and our friend and member of the channel, Bart, had recommended we take a look at this, but it's made in Vietnam, and you know, it's really cool. Nice and clean, came with a dust cover and everything, but it's $17.99, you guys. I don't know. I'm still like a huge CarQuest Extended Performance, wink wink Becca, fan. So I'm actually using this oil filter in my F-150 currently. But it's interesting how the oil filter designs and all that fun stuff change over the course of time. I think this was previously made by Champion Labs, and yeah, I mean, if you're a huge fan of this nut here to help you with the oil filter removal and you know, the extended oil filter life, I recommend using the STP Max that you can get at AutoZone. It's fairly affordable, a couple of dollars cheaper than the K&N, and it offers like the same thing. All right, we'll go ahead and check the oil level now. Yeah, I'm personally excited. In about 8,000 miles, we're gonna remove all this stuff and get to under the valve cover to see before and after what it looks like after running Valvoline Restore and Protect for about 10,000 miles. Really, really excited about that. Okay, so it's at its halfway point. Oh my goodness, so we gotta add a little bit more oil. I'm thinking maybe we'll start out with 0.4 quarts of oil and see where that takes us. Man, it's burning a little bit more oil, and I think the reason for that is with the price of gas going up. I've actually been taking the Sentra to work, and some of you may or may not know this, but on my way to work, there's a lot of stop and go traffic, a lot of city driving, and as a result, I think that is having an impact on the oil consumption. Whereas when my brother drives it, he just typically does highway driving to and from work. All right, so that's 0.4 quarts. We'll let that go in there. All right, we'll give it a few moments to settle. I did want to give a second. I did want to take a second to shout out to Cars Are Friends. In one of our previous live streams, he had donated $20 to help with the replacement of the cabin air filter on this 2011 Nissan Sentra. In addition, we've gotten donations from Becca and Bart, and so again, really appreciate you guys. In addition to your memberships on the channel, you're out here giving me extra money, and it really helps. I mean, we got a lot of oil filters that we've cut into, and things like that help offset the cost of things. So again, thank you. Okay, oil's had a chance to settle. Now we're gonna go ahead and check it. So we added 0.4 quarts. That brings our total amount of oil to 1.4 quarts that we added. That brings it right to the upper hole. Wow. Okay, so definitely an interesting data point here, 1.4 quarts in the span of 500 miles. It might be a one-time anomaly or a one-time blip, but we'll continue monitoring it to see if anything has changed. If you're interested in this video series and where we end up with the Nissan Sentra and using the Valvoline Restore Protect, please do consider subscribing. I know in this video we didn't take any borescope photos, but you know, it's still having issues, that device, and I am procrastinating with finding the proper borescope because the last one I bought, it was like $100, and then for it to have issues now, I mean, I've only had it for like a little over a year. It's just kind of discouraging, and so I've been kind of holding off on which one to go in. So if you have a recommendation on a borescope that is able to capture really clean photos, let me know in the comments. But I also want to remind you guys, I know every video that we make, there's always like amazing recommendations of what I should and shouldn't do. And so make sure to check out the video description to see all the different things I've done in order to address this. It's a really long list, and I feel like it's a story every time I mention it in a video. So rather than have you listen through all that, I just put in the video description. Yeah, I honestly think the 1.4 quarts of oil is probably attributed to my more aggressive driving style as I take this vehicle to and from work. The combination of stop and go traffic and city driving is probably a biggest factor, and we're in the middle of a heat wave here in Minnesota, and so it's hard for me to not imagine that those things are playing a part in it, and less about the engine getting worse. I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments. I'm not a car expert, but I will say the Sentra's over 204,000 miles now, and it's over 16 years old, and for it to still be here and run and be able to go from one place to another, it's amazing. I mean, it is a CVT transmission, and when I learned about it being a CVT transmission, I wasn't optimistic. I mean, I didn't share this with a lot of folks, but we previously had a 2011 Nissan Altima, and the transmission was shot on it. It had the CVT. And so the fact that this transmission is still going and vehicle seems to be working fine other than the oil consumption, we're happy about that. And so, hey, thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe. In about 8,000 miles, we'll take a look inside that valve cover. Bye now. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. On this channel, I'm on a mission to reach 500,000 miles on my 2021 F-150. Along the way, you can expect regular updates, in-depth product reviews, live streams, and more. Subscribe now to stay up to date and be part of the journey.